What's going on YouTube? We're back. It's Movie Club with Friends, your favorite movie review weekly show, starring the Best Friends Club. So this week's movie, as you may have known from the title and last week, was No Escape, starring Owen Wilson, Pierce Brosnan, and
Lake Bell.
Yeah, Lake Bell.
Lake Bell. It's a 2015 film. So let's have Gabriel, whose pick it was, talk first about it.
Okay, so I kind of didn't really get into why I picked it. I may have gotten a little bit into it before, but I like movies that genuinely surprise me, as far as, and that's why I really not a big fan of spoilers, because I love to be surprised. It's one of the reasons I go to watch movies.
Gabe
And
hates spoilers.
it's the worst.
No, like he will never let my sister live down the fact that she spoiled Han Solo dying. Like, and my sister was fucking 10 when it happened.
I think she was 11, but
Oh, that's
That's all the difference.
thank you. Anyway, with this film, Julie and I were down in Fredericksburg at my family's house, just kind of hanging out. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but we just didn't have a. Okay, thank you. Sorry, that was confusing. So we were in Fredericksburg, and there was nothing really to do in the town. They have a movie theater with maybe 4 showings. We decided to go. I didn't know anything about this movie going into it, and I just left it and thought it was just so surprising to me that it just became one of my favorite films.
Okay.
So to kind of get into the substance of the movie, like I said, going into it, I had no idea what to expect. And the biggest thing why this is one of my top favorite movies is I thought they did a really good job of making it as real as possible.
Yes.
That's what like kept me on edge during the movie, is that I felt like I really felt for the people that were in it and going through everything, because it just felt so real. They did a really good job of portraying that. And I mean, it's a movie. Actors are supposed to portray somebody else, and I thought they did a really good job at that. And I'll always remember the one part in the movie that like started me off on this like, oh shit, what's going on here, was whenever Owen Wilson goes back to the hotel after he gets the paper, and the guy that apparently he probably works with, or maybe he doesn't know him, but it's one of the white Americans that's staying at the hotel, gets shot in the head and killed.
Yeah.
Like just right in front of everybody. Like, okay, shit's going down. And then like he almost gets caught there, and then from there it just spirals out of control. But generally that was the thing I liked the most, is that even when they're first in the hotel, and Lake Bell was like against the wall, and you could hear the screams from the other room. Like they just I just felt like I was in there, nervous as hell for everybody involved.
Yeah.
And it really got my blood pumped when I first saw it, and I've seen it I think 5 times since then, because I feel like I have to show people this movie because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
As far as the casting, I really Jeff did make a comment on Owen Wilson in the casting or in our earlier conversations. I thought he played really well in the movie. I thought he did a really good job for being Owen Wilson in a movie like this,
And not a comedy.
Yeah, no, exactly. I thought he did a great job, honestly.
He did have a wow in it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that.
When they're talking to Pierce Brosnan at the airport, he's like telling his kids some like inappropriate story or something, and he's just like, wow.
That's funny. I missed that completely. But yeah, there are some cheesy moments maybe whenever Pierce Brosnan dies. Maybe it was kind of all right.
Kind of Hollywoody.
Yeah, kind of Hollywoody. I guess he didn't have anything else going for him in his life. That's the other thing, is that you don't really get much backstory on those people, and you don't really need it. These people are just fucking trying to get the hell out of this country.
Yeah.
So these are just 2 guys that ran into, and they helped them along. They turned out to be, CIA or whatnot. And just the whole movie just kept me engaged, and that's why I love this movie so much. So I kind of leave it like that. I could probably talk more about it, but I'll let everybody talk.
Well,
So what's your rating?
Yeah, what's your rating?
So, my rating, I'm going to be a little liberal on this part of it. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 because it is one of my favorite movies.
Damn.
And that's literally what we have in the rating system. Number 9 is one of my favorite movies of all time. All right. And I'll give it loved. So
makes sense. I guess I'll go next because I'm gonna give this like a 7 or an 8. And I liked it.
Just choose. What is wrong with you guys?
Listen.
7.5.
Yeah, a 7.5. I guess.
7.5.
It's fine. So something like when you talked about him running up to the hotel and he sees the American guy getting shot. Yeah, I really like that scene because maybe he kind of thought he was okay because he was white and he was like not part of this country, that like he was just going to be able to run past them and get to his family and get out. But yeah, he sees this American being like, I'm an American, like, don't touch me, and then they shoot him in the head. Owen Wilson's instantly like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I really liked it. It's good action, good suspense. The thing with me, and my cat's going crazy, you can probably hear it, it's crazy. To me, this is more scarier than a movie, than like a ghost movie or like a slasher film, because this is something that is so real. This is something that could actually happen in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, like I was watching it, we watched it at the same time, and I was like texting you guys being like, Gabe, I can't watch this. Like, this is too frightening. And yeah, that's basically all I really have to say to it. It's just a good movie. They did a good job. It's scary.
Yeah, it's frightening. I think. Can I go next? Wait, so what was your rating? So you get? Did you say 7?
7. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it an 8.
And did you like it? Did you love it?
I liked it.
Okay.
I'm gonna save love for like my favorite movies. Unless the movie we watch really blows
becomes
me
one
away.
of your favorites.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Julie, you can go next.
Okay, this is one of my favorite films too. Obviously, I was with Gabe when we watched it the first time, and we went into this movie not knowing shit about it. Like, I had no idea what it was.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, I hadn't even seen a trailer for it. And it is so, like, when Gabe, so I just to emphasize, because my favorite part of the film, and I have several favorite parts of the film, but my favorite part of the film is when Lake Bell, like the mom, she's supposed to jump over to the other side of the building, and she just like, oh shit, I'm so fucking scared. Like, I'm so scared. Like, and she just says that. Yeah. She's like, I can't. No, but she literally says the words, I'm so scared. Like, shit. Like, I'm so scared. And I'm just like, oh my god. Like, as a mom, like, or thinking about like me being a parent, like in that instant, like, it's just so hard to think about, like, oh my god, like I have to help my children, but I'm just so scared at the same time. And like, there's just so many instances that I think they did such an amazing job of just like making you feel like that feeling when you're scared and you can't move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I think like that's one of the things that I think like Owen Wilson and like Belle, they did such an amazing job of just continuously like trying to encourage each other. And it was so real, like the part where Owen Wilson just starts freaking out, and he can't think anymore, and like his wife notices immediately, is just like, come on, like come back to me, like we need you, like come back to me, like I need you to like be here with us right now. And he does such an amazing job of, I don't know, it was just so realistic for me. I think the first time and the second and the third time I watched this movie, because this is also my 5th time of viewing this film, that I was shaking the entire time I was watching it.
Yeah.
And I think it's literally because I think, like, to me, thinking about me as a parent in the future, I just can't imagine. It just seems so realistic. Like you just have like the stupid and like and they did such a good job of like showing the fear, like even with the children, because like the kids were just like holding each other and they were so scared. But at the same time, they're irrational as fuck because she just lost her teddy bear. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit about your teddy bear, little girl. But at the same time, that's exactly what a little girl would do in that instance. You know what I mean? Like they don't understand, like they can't necessarily grasp the entire like, you know, thing that's happening to them.
And
like people are, I don't know.
Oh no! I was just gonna say like a typical Hollywood movie I find would go back for the bear.
Yeah,
but they're literally like, no, fuck this. And then also,
yes.
her talking to him, like talking him out of his like panic attack. I find a lot of more modern movies are putting in like these like mental illness or whatever you want to call them, and I think this one did it well. Like,
that's not really a mental illness, though. That's just like
it's
situational.
stress.
But it's
caused
something.
by
It's something they
going
didn't
on.
really put in movies before. Like, did you see like
Yeah.
Superman like
Yeah, that's
freaking
true,
out
'cause-
like that?
Yeah, whenever you think of like John Wayne movies, it's like, oh, he's just this rough and tough guy.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's gonna shake him, type thing.
And like, so there was a Western, the remake of the Magnificent Seven I watched kind of recently. They had a character who had like PTSD, and I just didn't like how they handled it. I thought it was stupid, but this movie, that was awesome.
Yeah, I just think they did such a good job. And it's really, so as like a super side note too, this is like Owen Wilson's first serious like dramatic role since 2001. Like he didn't do a dramatic movie since Behind Enemy Lines. Like he felt super strongly about this movie. He loved like whenever he had read the script for it, and I think he did an amazing job. I usually when I see an Owen Wilson film, it tends to like put me off because he tends to not be my sense of humor sometimes. But he like this made me love him. Like I'm way more open to watching Owen Wilson movies now, and like I don't know, like it's like, of course, this movie isn't perfect. There were some Hollywood moments, like where where Pierce Brosnan randomly comes and saves the day right before, like they, like start, sexually harassing Lake Bell, and they're gonna kill the dad. And like that was that to me, like that was the part that felt very Hollywood, but that was really the only part in the movie that felt super Hollywood, and I really like that.
I felt like the villain was pretty Hollywood too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's so funny to me because I wish that they didn't like have like a main villain. I just wish that they were generally like it was just generally the people.
It didn't have to be the same guy every time. It could have just been random rebels.
Yes, exactly. I wish it was random rebels. I think that would have been more realistic. But to me, at the end of the day, like that's such a small thing. Like I don't know. It's such a good movie.
It's funny you bring that up because I never really noticed it. I guess I've watched it 5 times. I never really noticed it that much. I don't know. That's just me though. I guess.
Honestly, yeah, I agree with Gabe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I noticed just the guy because it's always the same guy with the scar and the red bandana.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't feel like that was really a problem because he's like, oh, these are Americans. I'm going to chase them down and murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's intense. Anyway, I give it a 9. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I love this film.
Okay. We'll have Garrett go next.
Okie doke. Give my rating real fast. 8 and loved probably. Give an 8.5.
Fuck! Triggering. Every time I hear 0.5.
Beautiful.
What to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? Just the realism again is just what really got me into it. My favorite moment is the part where Julie talked about Owen Wilson just having his like panic attack, and his wife's just like, "All right, come back. 10 steps ahead. Gotta stay 10 steps ahead. Like we gotta keep going." That's my favorite part because it's just like he's dealing with all this shit. Like he's killed a person.
Yeah.
I was just trying to loot this building. And then, like, they get away. His wife almost gets raped. He almost dies. And, like, he's just, like, he's so exhausted.
Yeah.
But they're so close to the end. They're at the lake, or at the river. And, he's just like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just overwhelmed with all this pressure on me. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Everyone kind of talked about it already. Just the realism in it is what really I enjoy about it. Like, because from the moment the action starts, it's like I'm just sitting on the edge of my seat. Yeah, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat the entire time. The only time it stops is whenever they go to like that whorehouse that they find safety in,
and they eat the chicken
that are fed by raisins.
Yeah, that are fed raisins. But yeah, that's the only like downtime they have in the entire movie, other than obviously the very beginning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just constant action. They're always just doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, we did discover. We looked at a map. This is most likely Cambodia, because that's the only place that has a river into Vietnam.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up because I've been meaning to bring this up. So this movie was originally supposed to be named The Coop. The Coop.
So what was it supposed to be called? The Coup?
The Coup.
Yeah, the coup.
The OUP.
I just mispronounced it. Please enjoy that, people. Anyway, I knew it was coup, and I had whatever. I'm gonna move past it. But then they decided to change it because when they were filming this movie and after they had chosen the title, in 2014, Thailand had like a legitimate coup, because the language that they speak in the movie is Taiwanese, and so they decided, oh, maybe it's not a good idea to use it because it's actually it was a non-violent coup. But I think it's really funny, and it's really funny. So because I'm pretty sure they meant for it to be Cambodia. At the end of the day, I think the director said that they wanted it to be ambiguous, which is why it sounded like Cambodia. But then they used they used
Vietnam as the escape point.
They used Vietnam, but they also were speaking Taiwan. You know what I mean? Like it was just all like I think they just wanted to be like general Southeast Asia, like random country. Yeah. But Cambodia was so upset when they saw the trailer for this movie that they banned it. It's not allowed to be shown in Cambodia.
Interesting.
Yep. All right, that's it.
I wonder if there's ever a movie that's like "Fuck America," Death to America, like in China or something. If they produce a movie like that, I wonder if that would be banned in America.
Maybe, and maybe that's why you never hear or see
I don't think it would.
I don't think it would be banned.
We're all about free speech, free.
Yeah, I don't think it would either. But
I don't think you guys really air like Chinese movies.
Yeah, so we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There would be no advertising for it that we would even find it.
Yeah. Well, now that Jeff's talking, Jeff can talk.
All right. I'll start off with my score. I'll give it an 8. And then I'll give it a liked. This movie was definitely a nail biter. I'll talk about Owen Wilson. So early in the text, I said I wanted to talk about him. I thought Owen Wilson was a great casting choice because Owen Wilson, is this lovable guy. You always think he's a comedy, and having him in this movie in the beginning lulls you into a sense of security. Lulls you into a sense of like, oh, this is just a lighthearted movie. But then he plays his character so well. And like it just flips everything you think you know about him. It really just grabs your attention. I think.
Just real quick, I really like when he's at the bar, and he's telling Pierce Brosnan about like the valve he made, and he's just kind of like, it was supposed to be big, and you can tell like you can feel how much it bothers him that like he failed. He was so close. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Side note, Pierce Brosnan, I loved his character in this movie. He was just, I just love it. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Next thing I want to talk about. Next thing I want to talk about is great. The movie had fantastic pacing.
Yes.
And like every suspenseful like scene, it took its time. It let you feel like you were there. Nothing I felt was rushed. Every scene, it was fleshed out, I thought. My favorite scene was when the child, they were forcing the child to shoot his dad or whatever, her dad. And that scene to me, like, it took your attention. It just grabbed you by the head and was like, you're watching this like this. That's all you can think about is like, holy fuck, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I thought that was a fantastic scene. Great,
That is a
almost
good-
climax to the movie.
I'm really glad you brought up that scene, actually.
Well, I remember watching it, and I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this? And as soon as like the wife hit him in the face with the shovel, I was like, oh yeah, the wife. But like, I guess that makes it a good scene because like you're so concentrated on like
That's you totally
happening?
forgot the wife was
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
that's
such
what
a
I
good
mean.
point.
That's what I'm saying when it grabs your attention,
Yeah.
like you are in that moment with that gun.
yeah.
Josh,
It's
that
just
is
like,
such a good point. That is, I don't even think I really like appreciated that scene until you just brought that up.
Overall, I think it's a just fantastic movie. The only reason I don't give it like a 9 or a 10. It's a great movie for what it is. The people who made it did a fantastic job, but to me, this kind of suspenseful movie, it's just not the kind of movie that I don't know that I
gonna
would
stay in
buy
your
in
heart.
Blu-ray. Yeah, that I would buy in Blu-ray and keep it forever. Like, it's a great movie. It's great for what it is. Fantastic entertainment. But at the end of the day, after I watched the movie, I didn't really learn any lessons. You know, like that's it. It's just the entertainment factor, which it excels in.
Yeah.
Jeff
Um,
has to have just has to learn in his movies. For that
I want to leave the movie with a feeling,
So
you know, with an emotion.
what did you learn from Teen Titans Go that you've been hyping up?
Yes, please tell us, Jeff.
Friendship is magic. That's what he learns.
Hold on.
Gotta think of something.
Okay, well, why Jeff thinks
I learned about it's an upbeat, inspirational song about life. It motivates you, man. There's so much music in this movie. It's so great. I wish I could choose this movie, but I'm not going to. Fucking Michael Bolton's in it. Oh, it's so great.
Okay, so let's
Okay, we're not talking about Teen Titans.
let's hear from Jared.
All right. Let's see. I really like this movie. If I had to give it a score, I'd say a 7.523. I'll give it a 7, close to an 8, but Julie doesn't like it.
Fuck me. It's just like,
I'm going with 7. Don't worry. I picked a hard number. Yep, I really liked it. It's suspenseful. It was less than 2 hours. Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, so kind of a couple criticism. I mean, you guys mentioned most of the pros already about what's happened. Like, I felt like this country did not have any infrastructure whatsoever. The police got overrun in about. They didn't have a military, apparently. Their prime minister got executed with, like, armed guards around him. I don't really understand how the entire country fell in, like, 2 minutes. But,
It was the fourth world.
That's true, but at the same time, it feels like the people in power would maybe have a little bit more protection. Obviously, this does happen sometimes. It just felt a little hard, or a little easy for the rebels to take over and for everything to go to shit that quickly. I think like you'd have like a day of protesting first, then riots would break out, and then maybe everything goes to hell. But it just all happened extremely quickly to me.
It might have even just been in that one town, though, right?
yeah,
could
I don't.
have been,
Yeah, I don't
but
really
it's
know. I don't
like
know if
maybe
it's
that
like the
was-
whole country.
That was the capital or something.
It was probably the capital because of the U.S. Embassy there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, other than that, like everybody's already mentioned, it was the non-stop action, small interrupts every now and then. The kids weren't overly annoying, which is always nice for these types of movies, even if maybe that wasn't realistic either. I feel like the little one was probably crying the entire time, but I appreciate the fact that she wasn't.
Yeah, fucking me too.
Oh, the scene where they're like it's okay to go in your pants.
I was
Like,
just
I'm
thinking
not-
that.
Yeah, that was
It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
sad.
Also, when they were like executing like just it looked like other commoners, like just regular people on the street. I wanted like if I was in that situation, I would just be like, yeah, I'm a rebel, dude. Fuck the government. Like, give me a gun. Let's
Give me
do it.
a red bandana.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this started.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I would instantly just be like, whoever's in front of me, I'd just be like, let's go.
Fuck
We're doing this.
America!
Yeah, like, and then as soon as I'm safe, just run away, you know?
But yeah. Yeah, but overall, pretty good movie. 7 out of 10. Definitely liked it. Would recommend.
Beautiful. So, Tanner's not here with us.
No,
So
but Johnny is.
Johnny is.
Yeah. Come on, Mike.
Did you forget about Johnny, Mike?
I said Johnny is.
After Julie said it.
Anyway,
Julie
go
just
ahead,
talked
Jen.
faster than me. I'm a slow talker.
Sorry, it's okay. Anyway, I'll rate this an 8, and I'm deciding between liked and loved because the only thing that I really don't think I would do if I loved it would be like bring it up in a random conversation with like people. I think it's particularly something that I'd bring up if we were trying to choose a movie to watch, obviously. But it was a great movie, all in all. Like I didn't have any type of expectations going in because I didn't do any research on it. I just saw that it was Owen Wilson and it was rated R, and I was like, this has got to be like a dark comedy or something like that. Right? Oh boy, that was completely off. But you guys, the one thing that I wanted to bring up is what you guys just barely mentioned right there was the girl, like she had to go to the bathroom, and it was such a real moment that I think is definitely like people don't hit on in movies, of course, because one, it's just going to take up more time, and two, like you don't think about it during a movie, but like realistically, like holy cow, like that's the stuff that you need to worry about. But yeah,
they probably all shit themselves.
Yeah, no, like those people are gonna have to go through some serious therapy when they're done.
I was like, oh, those kids are fucked for life.
Yeah, when they're at the bed at the end of the movie and like they're all cuddling stuff. In my head I'm like, yeah, but like therapy for years.
Yeah,
there's gonna be some racism to overcome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Beezus.
Kenny Rogers was fine. Kenny Rogers was a good guy.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers is great.
But the littlest one will like never like Asian people.
That's what therapy's there to help them with.
Yeah.
I don't know. All in all, like I was pretty much tense the entire movie, and it definitely felt like more than 2 hours for me because each scene just felt like an eternity with how stressful it was. And so,
Yes. I'm so glad it felt that too, because I was so like Gabe was like at one point he's like, babe, calm down. Like the first time I watched it, he's like, calm down, like you're shaking, and I'm like, oh God. Like, so scared.
No, I had to like take a step back and like think about, like I was like so engulfed in the movie that I was like, I need to like chill out. Like I was looking around my room and I was like, why am I shaking so much?
Yeah.
But
I don't think I shook, but I remember it thinking it was longer than it was. And then when I looked at the time when it was over, I was like, oh, this wasn't a 3-hour movie. Like, I do have the rest of my night to myself.
Yeah, I mean, the budget for this movie was only $5 million, too.
Wow.
Yeah, they did a really good job considering. And like, it's not really well known. I feel like it's super underrated. Like, I do think it belongs on some sort of like underrated like action movie or like
yeah, definitely,
or like a cult list or something.
It's just I think it's super underrated. I think I think what you brought up, Jeff, was super super unique in that Owen Wilson like brings another level of making this movie unique because he's so well known for being that person. It surprises you even more.
Yeah, I mean, someone being like a cowboy in a museum, you know?
Yeah.
Or
like,
a race car.
But that sense of security is so true, though. Like, I had that sense of security for sure. I'm like, oh, it's Owen Wilson, you know? So, like, everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then a million people die around you.
Yeah. And really quick, I want to bring up, I forgot one of the scenes I just want to kind of touch on one more time that I think Julie first brought up was when they jumped over onto the other building. And also, just a side note, this kind of deals with it. But I thought they did a really good usage of slow motion in the movie.
If you want to get a little closer, you're kind of breaking.
Oh, am I cutting out? Whoops, sorry. I thought they did a pretty good usage of the slow motion in the movie. And one of those parts was when they were jumping over to the other building. And I don't know why, but it always tickles me whenever the little girl, whenever he's trying to get the not the older one, but the really tiny one, just to try to get her mind off of what's happening. he picks her up, and then he starts talking about the ugly dog that they're gonna get, and then he's like, "Oh, what about this name?" And then she starts thinking about it, and then he just like fucking throws her.
Honks her out of nowhere.
I know, yeah. It was like, I'm gonna talk to her, and then boom, just throws her.
He's like, I'm not gonna throw you.
Yeah, yeah. And then the second one, yeah, she was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not. She saw everything that just happened in front of her. She saw her mom or little one get thrown, that she was just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And
Yeah.
he had to just get, So I thought that I really liked that scene too. Sorry to take up your time, Johnny.
I think I was done. Really, the only thing that I wanted to mention too is they did a good job with making sure that each scene felt like there was people in it. Like a lot of movies, like the Superman or the Justice League movie, where they're like fighting in this town or whatever. There's literally like no one. It seems like,
Yeah.
but this movie, there was like almost a competition between the people just trying to survive and live their lives, and then the people that are trying to attack everyone and kill. And I don't know, it was nice to see the different contrasts of
that's
people trying to help
fleshed out.
Yeah, that's so true. There are so many like just random people, just like
walking,
just outside or trying to do something really fast, and you can tell because they're not like yelling, saying like, oh, like there's these white people here, essentially.
Yeah.
But they're just like, I'm scared myself, So
I just remembered my favorite scene when they're on the moped and they're going through the crowd of people.
Yes.
And the one guy who like helps him get back on the bike, he sees that he's like a white dude, and he's like, you think he's gonna say something, but then he looks down and he's like, he's got like a kid with him, and he's like, yeah, torn. Like you can see it in his face. He's just like, you know what, fuck it. Like I don't want this, and he just like lets them go.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
The unsung hero of the movie.
Yeah. Really.
No shit.
Because if he said anything, they would have all just turned on
died.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like he saved all of their lives. Like what a frightening freaking scene.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so
scary.
funny. Like that's why I can relate to the wife so much in this movie too, because whenever they're about to go down that road and like they see all those people and she's just like, turn back, like turn around.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, we can't. Like we
Fuck
can't
this,
turn
we're
around.
doing it,
And I can just see myself being like, no, like go back.
Gabe, turn around.
Yes. But like but at that point you just gotta like put your trust in your partner, though. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I don't agree. Like it's obvious there's so many times where like she didn't agree with doing that, or he he's just he's trying to, and you just got to be like, okay, I trust you, like you have our life in our hands, like let's try to survive.
Yeah.
So intense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like good choice, Gabe.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I was hoping it could end well.
yeah. So Tanner was supposed to pick this week. We miss you, Tanner. Come back to us. So we're just gonna go down, and they're gonna switch. It's Jeff's turn.
Yep. So I have.
So awkward.
What?
Just that 2 seconds of silence
like-
lasted forever.
I think you wanted a proper introduction.
So Jeff, it's your pick.
Okay, I have 5 movies here we can choose from, and we'll go with the one that the least amount of people have seen.
Okay.
Narrow it down to 3 really fast. Narrow it down to 3.
In your head, narrow it down to 3.
I can do 4.
Okay.
Jesus.
We're gonna do 4.
Right in the
I did
middle.
4.
These are the people that choose 7.5s, 8.5s.
Hey, I chose a solid 8 this time. Okay, all right. So the 4 movies. First one is Warrior, the movie with Tom Hardy. It's like an MMA movie.
Okay.
Second movie is Ip Man. Can be the first one.
Okay.
Third movie is Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Is that the comedy?
Yeah.
Yes.
And 4 is 5 centimeters per second. Now, these are all very different movies. The first one is very motivational, inspirational. Second one's great story, just great all-around movie. Third one's a comedy. And then the fourth one is like you're gonna be sad. You're gonna cry. It's so sad.
Which
Well,
one
I've-
is the,
I've seen
the
zero
fourth
of these.
movie? 5 centimeters per sec?
My vote is
Yeah,
for
per second.
5 centimeters per second because we have not
Okay,
done
right.
a
In the
sad
van.
movie yet.
It's not a voting thing.
That's not a voting thing. How many of you guys have seen Warrior?
I have not seen Warrior.
Yeah, so
Well, let me rephrase it this way. Has anyone seen Warrior?
yes.
Okay, just John.
Yeah.
All right. Has anyone seen Ip Man?
Yes.
Yes.
I have. Yeah, we've all seen it. You
Yeah.
all made us watch It Man.
Okay.
Like all. I said this a few weeks ago.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. Jeff, we all watched it together here the week we got married.
I
Like,
don't
me and Gabe got
remember. I
married.
don't remember.
You made us all watch it.
Okay. Who has seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
I have.
I have,
Yes.
but I would watch it again.
Okay. And who has seen 5 centimeters per second?
I have not.
It's not.
So
So,
5 centimeters per
5
second is what
centimeters-
it sounds like.
Yeah, it wins.
Okay. Yeah, we will go with. Oh, we're voting. No. All right. Yeah, we'll go with 5 centimeters per second.
So next week
This is-
will be 5 centimeters per second.
Do you know where
it's
to
like
find
an
this?
anime movie.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
So
cool.
we will all use.
I'll need your guys.
I don't know
Okay.
whose account it
I'll
is
send
at
it to
this
you, John.
point. Crunchyroll
We're pay-
sponsor us.
It's just accounts that we're paying for at the moment.
Yeah.
Even though
Someone's
we're
gotta
doing
take this.
illegal and like using the same account, sponsor us, Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, don't listen to this. We all have our own accounts.
Sponsor
Oh my
us.
god. Oh my god.
I fly to Texas all the time. Don't track my IP.
We all use VPNs. Some of
We
them
all
might be
use
in Nebraska.
VPN. Yeah.
Some of them might be in Texas. Some of them in
Oh my
Canada.
god, you guys, I really don't want to have my own Crunchyroll account.
I don't want to either.
Anyway, yeah, Crunchyroll, please sponsor us so we can afford our own Crunchyroll account.
Exactly. Hey, we'll pay
Then
it.
we
You
could
just
do a
gotta
weekly
pay us.
anime.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I guess this is a good time to say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Make sure
Bye.
to like, comment, subscribe, and watch 5 centimeters per second with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us
all
know-
right, all
Let us know
together.
what you thought of No Escape. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and let us know. And watch 5 centimeters per second. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
I